that the NIA is carrying out raids at more than a dozen locations in Jammu and Kashmir. Remember, this comes just days after the NIA had raided over 16 locations, again in Jammu and Kashmir. Now, the districts that are being raided today are Srinagar, Anantnag, Kupwara, Shopian and Kashmir as well. There are raids taking place in Poonch, Rajouri and the Kupwara district of Jammu. Now, the case where the raids are taking place pertains to the criminal conspiracy which is hatched by terror groups reportedly operating under various pseudonames at the behest of their Pakistani commanders or handlers. And a barber in Poonch is also being questioned by the NIA. His 3 mobiles are also reportedly being scanned. Now, in Kulgam, what we know about the raids is that it's going on in the house of one individual identified as Rauf Ahmed Sheikh, an auto driver by profession, and he is the brother-in-law of a killed terrorist who was identified as Abbas Sheikh. We're crossing over to CNN News 18's Tejinder Singh Sodhi to get us more details. Tejinder, we've been able to go over the details of the raids that have come in. Could you go over the case, though, that these raids are in connection to?
Yes, Aisha, you see, these raids are being conducted at over more than a dozen locations across several districts of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The raids are underway in Srinagar, Anantnag, district of Budgam, Kupwara, Shopian of Kashmir Valley, and the raids are also underway in the districts of Poonch, Rajouri, Kishtwar. These districts are in Jammu region. As you rightly pointed out, that this case pertains to the criminal conspiracy hatched by the terror groups operating under various pseudo-names at the behest of their Pakistani commanders or handlers. If you remember, several Pakistan-based terror outfits, including Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Toiba, they are now operating under pseudo-names like the name of the TRF, the Resistance Front, or PAFF, the People's Anti-Fascist Front. So these are not, these terror outfits are just the frontal for Lashkar-e-Toiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed. So right now, NIA is conducting raids at the people who are believed to be associated with these terror outfits. They are the known OGWs, because OGW form the overground workers, form the backbone of the terror network, and also they are the one who has been arranging funds, logistics for these terrorists to operate in all these areas. If you remember, in last couple of weeks, we have seen 10 of our brave soldiers laying down their lives in terror attacks in Poonch and Rajouri. So PAFF, the People's Anti-Fascist Front, had taken responsibility for this terror attack in which 10 of our brave hearts, they lost their lives. So these raids are being conducted so as to flush out the entire ecosystem of terrorism in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. As you rightly pointed out, that a barber in Poonch district of Jammu region has been detained by the NIA. He is being questioned by NIA. The NIA has so far recovered 3 mobile phones from him, and the data of those 3 mobile phones is being scanned. In Shopian, NIA is questioning Fiaz Ahmed Baba. He runs a Kiryana shop, grocery shop in Shopian. His ledger books are being looked into by the NIA, because NIA believes that this Kiryana shop is just a frontal, and he has been instrumental in arranging and giving funds to terror outfits to carry out terror-related activities across Kashmir Valley. In Kulgam, district of South Kashmir, the NIA is questioning a 32-year-old preacher, Molvi, who also runs an auto. He's a relative of a killed terrorist, Abbas Sheikh, and his brother, Ahmed Sheikh, had crossed over to POK in 1990, and he is an active terrorist there. The NIA believes that this man is in touch with his brother, who is in POK, and he is getting directions from Pakistani handlers there. So this is the nexus which NIA aims to break across Kashmir Valley. We are also told that in Srinagar city, in Rajbagh, which is one of the posh area of Srinagar city, raids are also being conducted by the NIA. So these raids started early this morning, And at several places, the raids are still underway. Yes, Aisha.
Absolutely. Tejinder, thank you so much for that comprehensive perspective of what's taking place when it comes to the raid. Do stay with us. We also want to get a word in from CNN News 18's Ishan Wani, who's also joining us on the broadcast to get us more details about the raids that are taking place. Ishan, when we're talking about the terror groups that are reportedly connected to the raids, and again, intel has been received by the NIA, which is why they are conducting these raids. We have the Lashkar-e-Toiba. We also have the Jaish-e-Mohammed. Can you tell us about the presence of these terror groups which still remains in Jammu and Kashmir?
The primary concern for the agencies and security forces is the network that is prevalent in Kashmir Valley. And that's why you're seeing these raids being carried out, and within just 5 days of last NIA raid, there is another raid in a similar case that NIA is carrying out today. So this can tell you the intensity of the government's move and decisions, and also the swiftness of the agency to try and investigate the entire matter and try to unearth the entire, conspiracy of trying to target security forces, because forces believe that people who try to provide not only logistical support but also financial, and that is what helps them sustain. So yes, there has been a targeting of these outfits in terms of their workers who are being detained and questioned, and their digital gadgets and devices have been seized in the past as well, because NIA team, we are told, has been camping in Kashmir for more than a week, who are trying to unearth the entire conspiracy and trying to see how swiftly they're able to move in this case, because these are the cases which are very important to the National Investigating Agency. And apart from NIA, you also see the SIA and SIU also cracking down on certain elements and trying to investigate their links and trying to figure out if there is any direct involvement of those suspects. Remember, they still remain suspects till NIA investigates them completely. The raids have been conducted now just 6 days. The raids are going on. I have to see what emerges out of these raids.
All right, Ishan and Tejinder, thank you so much for joining us and bringing us those important details when it comes to these raids. We'll continue to track the developments that take place in Jammu and Kashmir when it comes to the NIA raids. Right now, we're shifting focus. There's some more